Alrighty folks, welcome back to another video. This is my second video, so if you've seen the first one, I talked about how we should not worry and really just give it all to God and not worry. Is this going to work out? Is this going to work out? Pray on it and trust in Him through just every situation. Today's video is how our actions, have more impact than we think. In the last video I said I do golf tournaments and I was always worrying about them. This past weekend I actually did a tournament and there was a couple holes where I got frustrated. Nothing, crazy slamming of clubs, but in my head, was saying some not so good words and just getting angry and frustrated, something wasn't going my way. But it's important for us as believers to resemble Christ's actions through our own, and that wasn't a great representation of that. So I have a couple verses that I kind of want to walk through. Galatians 5:13, you, my brothers and sisters, were called to be free, but do not use your freedom to indulge in the flesh. Then a couple verses later, Galatians 5:16, I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of your flesh. When we indulge in these fleshly things, sinful things, we are gratifying the desires of the flesh. Our flesh is weak and our flesh wants to sin. But if we walk by the Spirit, we don't need to do that. But a couple different verses I had. And this is Jesus speaking in Matthew 18, verse 6. But whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and to be drowned in the depth of the sea. Now, that verse is pretty much saying, don't cause others to sin in the short term, And so, like I was, these videos I make, I'm trying to base it off just my experiences in life. And so this past weekend, just said I got frustrated on a hole. Is that one, bringing a great representation to God, and also, is it looking like, all right, this is okay to do, because it is not. Don't cause others to sin, because nobody has to sin. We all do, but we do not have to. This is how we should act. It's 1 Peter 2:11 through 12. Dear friends, I urge you, as foreigners and exiles, to abstain from sinful desires, which wage war against your soul. Live such good lives among the pagans, that though they accuse you of doing wrong, they may see your good deeds and glorify God on the day He visits us. The summary is pretty much lead others to God, and that can be through your actions. Live such good lives among the pagans that they accuse you of doing wrong. Live such good lives, and honorable actions that represent the life of Jesus, that it may point, to Him, and it shows others that, well, I want what He wants. Where does He find this peace? Why is He, act in such a good way, to where they may want to try it themselves. I'm blessed to even be able to go on a golf course, let alone in a tournament. And so why not just be grateful for the opportunity, that God has given me. No, it's not always easy to be quote unquote perfect all the time. We never are, but act that way because we do get frustrated and disappointed in things that don't go our way. But yeah, lead others to Christ through our actions, and that probably wasn't a great representation of how he would have acted, you know, in that situation. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed this video. If it helped any of you, let me know. God is good. Well, see you next time.